All right, team, let's kick off. We have a Q&A session today, so that means it's going to be refining our models here. Let's have a look here. We'll be Ernst. We can start with you. Is this the one that you've been working on?
I was working on green and I went to the red because I gave up on it.
Green, this one?
Yeah, that's what I was working on, but I was really struggling with the words, so I started thinking about a different model for a specific thing that I'm looking to launch, and so I did start at the red.
So is this for the group offer, which is at least $2,000?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's the only one that we want to build to start. So first thing that we look at when we're going through the models is always the contrast concept. So we're looking at what is the journey that we're going to take them on by them working with us. And the first thing that I always look at is, do we have a frame which is financial, time one, and then the feeling one? This is kind of feeling one. This is feeling one. This is kind of feeling one again. So
How do I turn them into time and money?
yeah, that's what we've got to do. So how do they relate to time? How do they relate to time in a negative way when they first start working with you?
Well, that's why I put constricted, because they feel like they're constricted and don't have enough time. Because
yep, and how do we say constricted with time in another way that it is blatantly obvious that it's about time? Because this could be with anything from constricted money, constricted energy, to any of those things. It's unclear that it is in the context of money.
okay, working on.
So again, come back to the question, which is when they're constricted with time, how do you say that in another way with one word?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to think on it. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, well, we're going to think on it now together. Holographics all over again.
Yes. Not bad. It's not time war.
Often I'll put my notes in as we're going through here. We're looking at time here. Yeah, we're going to change that as we start to move through, but I like to have more information here before I shift this.
Constricted, compressed, constrained. Is constrained a feeling?
Can be. Could be constricted, could be constrained. They're going to be similar. Again, how do we know that it's in relation to time? Because if we're going from constricted to free, again, that could be, or even constrained to free, that could be anything. That could be feeling, that could be each of those things.
Um, well, free could change to available.
Available.
Mm-hmm. Or present.
Okay. Present is going to be more aligned with it being about time.
Mm.
Because then if you're going from constrained or constricted to present,
Mm.
then that is going to highlight that's going to highlight that it is about time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's progress. And then what about financially? So if we go over here, this is probably going to be fine here, but then we're looking at financially here.
Wasted to outcome is to explain, wasting money in areas that isn't doing anything other than perpetuating the same thing rather than reaching the outcome of getting a benefit
Yeah.
and seeing change.
Yeah, totally get that. And we want people to be able to say, yes, that's me as fast as possible for when you explain this and this. And people will resist saying that they're wasting money. There's a small group of people who are like, yeah, I'm wasting money. But people are like, no, it's fucking price of fuel that's the issue, or whatever the fuck their bullshit story is.
Mm.
So,
You put over invested.
No, I probably wouldn't have over invested.
True, because investment brings an outcome.
Yeah. Again, we're looking at also what is the outcome? The outcome is what? Are they abundant? Are they in prosperity? Are they profitable? Are they banked?
Probably prosperity.
Okay. It's not a word that you've ever used before. Is it? So fucking, if you want to go ultra polarizing, you go from poor to prosperous. Again,
but can you say poor? Because would they admit that they're poor? That's
probably not. So again, you can frame it in that they're going to say yes. It's like you don't really want to admit it, but you see other people with more money than you, so you just feel like a poor cunt. Would I say that? Well, that's up to you. But that's ultimately the transition that we're going to go through. That's the essence. We can find different language, but that's going to be a much cleaner and clearer offering than it was before.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we're going from, you just feel empty. You get into bed at the end of the day, and you're just like, there's nothing left. And you feel like there's just not enough hours in the day, very constricted. And that means that you're unendingly looking for what's next or avoiding the past, so you're not just present. And then over here, you make money, but there's just none left. And what you're really yearning for is this experience where there's overflow financially. And that's what we call prosperity. So again, you can still workshop those a little bit more, but now we can clearly see that there's time here, there's money here.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Good progress. All right, look here. What color are you on? You were purple, I think. All right.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
So working out how to do that when I was watching a recording was beyond me. So I just copied and made a copy, and then I have it as a copy. Do you want me to share screen or do something with it?
Yeah, if you can just just send me the link and I'll copy it into here. It's just so that I have access to it, that I can change it. So if you just got the link in the chat.
I'll just put my name on it. Wait a minute. Oh, you're on top of it. There you go. Copy the link. And where am I putting the link?
Just in the chat here.
Oh, the chat. Thanks. Letting me paste for some reason. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta give me access.
How do I do that?
Just go to your email and you'll be able to click a button there of requested access.
Okay. Mail to. Sorry, it wasn't open. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
Okay, so from
Thank you for
that flow, I would probably go like underpaid here. Because again, it's very easy for people to say that they're underpaid, but people often have some level of resistance to undercharging for things. They're just like, oh no, I'm charging the right amount. I put my prices up, blah blah blah, or whatever it is.
Right.
Automatic resistance to that. So underpaid here.
Okay.
Work. Yeah.
Thank
The
you.
other thing with this is we want to probably create. We want to have it either be one word, one word, one word. Probably put. Yeah, we want to turn this into one word potentially.
Okay.
Um, and so this is the feeling one.
Yeah. Unworthy? Is unworthy too much?
Yeah, you can. Feel unworthy to owning your authority. So normally I like when I'm pretty close, I'll run through it all. You know, when people come to us, then they are typically feeling unworthy, and you know, we get them to be able to own their authority. They're hustling, they're working their ass off, and we get them to be able to create flow, and they recognize that they're underpaid, and we get them banked.
Okay.
And the way that we do that is by energetics, something and something. And then we break down each of those things. At the moment, the thing that we do, and this is accurate for everyone, is once we've got these kind of clear, then we start to refine all of these pieces. Because our natural tendency is to go, oh, well, what am I going to take them through? Rather than, okay, cool, how do I ensure that I take them from unworthy to owning their authority? So then we can start to clean up how we're going to do that here, how we're going to do it here, and how we're going to do it here. Because at the moment, these are at different kind of logical levels of the language, so it doesn't flow. It could be energetics, money.
Okay.
Something. But it's working on each of those pieces. And the way that we kind of look at that is if I'm getting people to work on them going from unworthy to authority and underpaid to bank, what is the common thing that works on both of those things?
Got it.
And then over here, if we're like hustling to flow and then underpaid to banked, okay, cool. How do I create both of those things? What's the crossover?
Got it.
And so on through here.
Yeah. Okay. The two logic. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then we can look at refining these things once we've got these ones nailed. Because this is, where they are at with that thing. So it's good to have some foundational pieces in there, but this is the thing to nail next year.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Haley next. So we got scarcity to banked, busy to freedom, burnout to energize. Yep. Great. So this is time. This is money. This is feeling. Again, we want to just check this when we're taking them from burnout to energized and busy to free. Is flow how we do that? Probably. We're going from burnout to energized and scarcity to banked. Is the way that we're doing that by regulation. Rewiring potentially. And then scarcity to bank, freedom busy. So this is not business. That's like investment.
Sorry, change online business to investments.
Yeah.
Or investing.
You gotta be regulated, you gotta have flow, and then investments. Like there's nothing about business in this, although that's kind of a business. It's kind of a business, but not. This is more investments than talking about business.
Okay, that's cool.
I also looked for how do we kind of tidy it up a little bit. I'm unsure if I would do this or not, but you can go like regulating, investing, flowing. Which depends on how you run the story. From control free. So we also can't have the same thing in two sections. So we can't have free here and free here. So we can't have flow here as well.
Okay.
We can have from hustle to something. Over here, I'd probably put, instead of from disconnected to open, I'd say receiving or something. From control to I like from control to free because it's like getting beyond all of the bullshit that works there. So I'll probably look at changing this one.
Okay.
And then this one here. So from hustle to something.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're going to be the pieces to work on this one. And this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, leave that with you.
Thanks.
Okay, Laura. I don't see.
Change it to operator because I
I
thought
don't
you.
care about that.
Oh, okay.
I don't see a clear thing about time. So we're going from unprofitable to chunk money. That makes sense. Missed opportunities to deal flow. Not sure about that. Hesitation to ease. I don't see a clear distinction around how it's going to save them money. Sorry, save them time.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
The three buying drivers that we look at are money, feeling, kind of a feeling one, and then how do we save time? We don't have a buying driver of saving time in there, then we miss sales.
Time meaning like time to
Saving time.
saving time.
Yeah. So it's, how is doing this offer going to save them time? A great contrast is how is it going to save them time as if they were to do it themselves?
So the unprofitable to chunk money is fine, and then the ease and hesitation, but it's the deal flow and missed opportunities.
Well, I'll probably even look at this one. Hesitation to ease, although it is feeling based, it's not very powerful. Because again, you've got people that are going to be like, well, I'm not hesitating. So it's not easy for them to go, yes, that's me. Yes, I want that thing.
What about stuck to momentum?
Again, it's very difficult for people to be able to say, I'm stuck. Momentum could be a good time-based thing.
But it's the negative to, and is that what we're saying? So you can have momentum in where easy is, but changing to like the polarity of momentum then for them, of what they would identify themselves as.
The way that we look at it is we want the negative thing, the positive thing, but we don't say what the opposite is. We say what is one layer above that. So an example is if we're doing a money one, we might go from unproductive, layer above that is productive, but we don't say that. We go from there unproductive to profitable. Because people don't want to be productive, they want to make money, as an example. So it's looking at what is the if momentum is the thing, then what is the paradigm that they're in of going from I don't know, it could even be that unproductive to productive, the unproductive to momentum. That's kind of how we look at it. I think one of the ones that we mentioned last time was also about like stress.
Stressed.
Yeah. So
was it?
Yeah, so it's like stress to something over here. Because again, you can be stressed even when you're doing a profitable deal, right? And what do they want? They want it to be easy. So stressed is a much better thing where they're like, yeah, I am stressed about how this is going. But I want it to be like, I have an absolute knowing that it's going to work out.
Yeah. How is that time though? How does that translate to
It's
time?
a feeling one, but it's
Oh,
a better feeling one than you've got.
Okay, so then this one and that one.
Yeah. So let's put this in here first, and then go on. Time negative something. Time. Okay.
And is it an outcome? Because you're not saying time, because it's like how do you save time for people in property?
Yeah, it's working out what is the word for that for them.
What about just actually using like years to months?
Nah, it's not sexy enough.
So is it around like the process or the outcome of like getting what they want?
Both.
Guess we should get back to our quarters. Yes, if there is no suspicious trouble out here, then what?
So does it maybe come down to like choice and no choice?
To headquarters. You guys are acting funny.
Nah.
Okay, why is it a no for something like that? Because it's like if someone's doing property, because property can be like you can choose subdivision, you can choose unit development, depending on what you're choosing. Is it coming back down to choice? Then okay, that's going to save me time.
Because that's, again, universal. That can be choice about money. That can be choice about all of those different things. The key thing that we're looking for here is what is a word that has people instantly recognize that going from here to here, they will save time. Because you've got choice in terms of this here, you've got choice in terms of this here. It's a universal thing rather than a time-specific thing.
Well, I guess it's like, well, you're coming in that, so you're getting your questions answered, so you're live in projects, so like you can keep moving. So it's more of a momentum thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just keeping stuck in like looping in, is this all right or wrong?
So that's closer. I don't know if people would say that they're looping, that we're going from there to momentum. That's gonna be much closer. People aren't gonna be like, yeah, that's me, I'm looping.
Indecisive?
Nah.
That's not a time-based.
Nah, it kind of is, but it's gonna fall into that over here.
So someone wouldn't recognize themselves as stuck, and they wouldn't recognize themselves as looping, but it's something to get them where they are at, is like then to momentum.
Yeah. I think we're gonna be able to do that.
What about stagnant to like success or something?
Nah, so stagnant's too low. What I think can work is like friction. I'm just trying to work out if that's going to be too close to this one. Because over here, if there's friction and it's moving very slowly, then people don't like that. They want the momentum. Is that going to be clear enough? That's like the best we've got so far. Because again, people who are in progress can still have friction. Because if we just say stagnant, then you're anchoring it way too low, and people are like, but I'm not stagnant. I'm doing things, and you're like, yeah, you are really slowly.
So do we change maybe stress to uncertain?
No. Again, some people are going to say, "Oh, well, I'm not uncertain," but people want the process to, at whatever degree it is, to be easier. So I think this is workable here. Unprofitable to chunk money, friction to momentum, stress to ease. That's workable for now.
Yeah.
Then it's going through each of these pieces to be able to make them better. Because then we've got to go, okay, cool. If we're going from unprofitable to chunk money, friction to momentum is how you're operating going to create those things.
Sorry, we've got to go. Okay. Well, bad news is the spider.
Because you got to check that operator. Maybe it could be operating, how you're operating in the thing. Are you doing risk management? Are you doing financial control? Execution discipline.
So they're all falling under project management, but I just moved it from just project management because it's like you're also like, I guess I feel like it's higher than just project managing.
I would probably definitely change financial control. Not very sexy. How many people want to be able to learn financial control?
Could it just be as simple as like advanced feasibility?
Nah, you want to talk about what they want. Profit maximization or something.
Okay.
Because financial control is like a yawn fest, but it's like, well, I actually want to learn how to fucking maximize the profit of it. That's the thing that they kind of want. It's not sexy to say other ways. So just little pieces like that.
So I could probably update like its creative strategies, but like.
Well, you got to check these things first. You got to check that if they're going from friction to momentum and stress to ease, is funding the thing that sorts that out? That's the thing that you check, and then you check the bottom one and go, if they're going from stress to ease, unprofitable to chunk money, is Empire the thing that sorts that out? Because if it's not, then we've got to change it.
I don't fucking know. I'm actually so confused. I didn't even know that they actually correlated together.
Yeah. Most of this stuff, you're going to learn it as you start to go through it. There is a million unsaid things in a model that you don't necessarily need to know about. Does it have to perfectly flow through here? No. But the cleaner and clearer the model is, the more people buy into it. So that's why we're checking each of these things. Each time that we go through this, we refine it even more. More refinement that you do in this, the more seamless it is when you present it. So checking on those things.
So from stress to ease and then friction to momentum will give you funding.
No, is funding the thing that creates those two outcomes, those two transitions?
Is funding what creates those ease and stress and friction and momentum? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Does it take you from, if you nail your funding, does that take you from friction to momentum and from then stress to ease? Because it might be that this is the thing, but it might go over here. Is because of having a lack of funding the primary thing that creates friction in a project?
Little kitty cat. Aw, let me go. I couldn't help myself. It was just so sporty.
It can be the thing that stops it. And yes, it can be stressful if you don't have it or you're working with the wrong partner.
So then we check. It's going to be okay, cool. So it's definitely from ease to Z. But is that the thing that determines whether it's profitable or not? You get to choose whether this is going to go down this side or this side.
Right. And then taking Empire out and putting something over that side.
Yeah, you gotta see if it goes here, or if something else goes there. That's
Right.
the refinement process.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave you with that.
Thank you.
All right. Who else wants me to look at theirs?
Can we take a look at mine again and have a look at those new words that I've got?
Yeah.
I've got a few. So I was thinking from busy to either self-led or intentional, because if you're energized with an intentional, you are flowing. There's another one after present too. I forget what I put in there. Let me. Grounded.
Yeah, I like busy to grounded. Then you're flowing and you make better investment choices. If you're ungrounded, then you just throw money at things.
Mm-hmm.
From hustle to aligned works best out of those, but I think we can probably find a better one still.
Okay. So busy to grounded is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
And then the other one to change over here is this free and controlled to something.
I thought we were keeping that one.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna keep that
We
one.
change freedom.
Yeah. Okay. Control to free. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because then that's free from the constraints of work and the system. Hustle on. Connected to receiving. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Anyone else?
I look at my triangle, other bits, now that we've changed.
Okay. First thing that we look at with this is you got two things of action. So you're not going to have two entire pillars of action. So you'll have one, maybe empowered action, and then something else over here.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the question that we ask about what goes there, we go, okay, cool. We're going from constricted to present, and then poor to prosperity. How am I going to get them to create that?
Mm-hmm.
I think like scarcity is going to be the easiest one over here for this transition, scarcity to prosperity. You just got to make sure that you tell the story here. It's like you make money, but there's just not enough. Money comes in, money goes out. If you just say that it's just scarcity here, then people are like, oh, I don't have scarcity with money. But it's like you frame it as money comes in, money goes out. Again, for this one over here, we again to determine what this one is, we go, okay, cool. So we've got scarcity to prosperity, empty to energize. How do I then create that?
Mhm.
So just as we all pause for everyone for a second as well, when you're supporting a group, it requires this preparation. You're putting a little bit of time and energy to be able to tune into what is going to be most supportive of people, and that creates the capacity to be able to serve groups. You don't put this time, energy, and effort in, doesn't start to pay off. It's a transition in terms of how you see your offers. And what actually opens up from going through this process is when you can tune into what is going to be most supportive of them. You no longer follow them, you start leading. You start leading the conversation of what will support them to be able to get the result that you're talking about, which means that results start to increase. But it also frees up more time for you, because if you're working with a dozen people, one-on-one, takes a dozen hours to run through those sessions. When you start running a group, it's an hour of delivery, and then you might put 5 hours into preparation. But you also just bought back the rest of your time. So the rest of your time can be put into getting clients or free time. So that's what becomes available going through this process. It's going to feel most friction filled doing it this time. Anyone else ready for me to have a look at this?
I am, but I don't know how to change it on your screen, but I can tell you what. Oh, it did work.
Yeah.
Okay. So I changed the recognition, regulation, and reclamation. Reclamation.
Yeah, that works. Probably this one here is your friction point now.
Mhm.
So limited to expansive works with regulation. Surviving to thriving can work there.
Got it. Yeah, it's not
Once
about the
further.
recognition.
Yeah. So there's this to change, and then it's making these kind of sexier.
Yeah.
We're looking for a couple of things. Number one, if there's 2 words, we want to have 2 words in each of that entire section. So this
That one doesn't work. Yeah.
doesn't work. And preferably if you've got all of these as 2 words, you'd have these ones as 2 words as well.
Okay. Or break them all down to one. Okay.
Yeah. The thing that we're looking for is something which is curiously familiar. People go, oh, okay, I'm going to do belief work. They're automatically going to say, I've fucking done beliefs before.
Yeah.
So you want to make it curiously familiar. You want it to be like, I don't know, badass beliefs or something, or
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
clarity
not
is very sexy, so we sexy it up and we go I don't know, congruent clarity or something.
right. Okay.
Yeah, good progress.
Thank
10
you.
times better than it was.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Time for one or two more before we wrap up today.
Yes, please. I've just made some changes. Still not certain on constraint, but we'll keep working with it.
Yeah. So the other thing that we want to look at is different models that this is going to flow across to, because things happen in threes naturally. Knowledge is like quite mental, but kind of isn't in the same kind of spectrum as action or connection. They're like three different things. So if it's action, you've got like doing, that's doing. Connection might be being, and then we might look at having, or physical, mental, spiritual as an example. So it's looking at, okay, cool, are they going to be taking actions? What are we going to do to be able to, what are the kind of actions that we're going to take? No one wants to do beginner actions. People are already going to say that they're going all in. So it's breaking it down into, okay, cool, what are we going to get them to do to be able to shift their relationship with time? What are we going to do to get them to shift their relationship to prosperity? How are we going to do that? So it's working on each of those pieces. And we're consistently going back and forth between, okay, cool, how do we do it here? And then how do we break that down into three things?
Mm-hmm. Cool, thank you.
All good. Anyone else?
Can you just walk me through mine a little bit more? Because I'm like sitting here, not like I'm a bit just unsure of what. Because I'm looking at it going, I feel it's like I can understand how like I definitely don't think funding goes down to chunk money, because how I look at it is like, well, you know, or maybe it's like chunk money doesn't even actually go there. That's where I'm getting stumped on, because I'm like, okay, well, when you get funding, you're going to be finance partnering, you're going to be working with other people's money, you're going to have creative strategies, and obviously people, you know, struggle to get funding all the time. Like, how do you do that? How does that work? And I don't think the outcome of that is chunk money. Or like, well, no, that's more like the empire stuff is like, then you have chunk money. So I don't know if I'm looking at it not from the right lens of how I'm processing it in my mind right now.
Yeah, it can be like that. One of the friction points here is like, other people's money, partner financing, they're kind of similar, but creative strategies is at a different kind of logical level. Like you can use other people's money, you can use finance, you want to look at another way that you can explain forms of funding, because this is based on who you get it from, this is based on who you get it from, and this is based on something else.
So making them the same from who? Or is it like,
food,
or
like you can get it from finance, you can use other people's money, or you can use
well, that creative strategy, that is like similar things like what we did where we did like a land JV. Do you know what I mean? So that's still other people's money in a different way, in a creative way.
Yeah. So we're probably going to look at finance, other people's money, and then their money.
Like their money in terms of like the person,
Yes.
like who's wanting to do this program.
Yeah. Because it's like, how to use your own money, how to use other people's money, how to use finance institutions' money, how to be able to maximize each of those, how to be able to use a different split of those. Because there's going to be people over here who's going to be like personal, finance. Because then you can go into creative strategies on each of these. Because then the primary thing is like, okay, cool, you can use your own money, you can use other people's, or you can use an institution's money, and each deal will have a different ratio of each of those things. Each of those comes with different risks. I don't like risk management either. Risk mitigation. Execution discipline. It's not very sexy.
Yeah. Now that you've changed the other ones, more like.
Yeah, like these are sexy, like mitigation. Oh, yeah, I want to mitigate risk. Oh, yeah, I want to maximize profit. Yeah, sign me up for those things. Discipline. Fuck that.
Yeah.
People like the idea of being disciplined, not learning about being disciplined.
Yeah. What about like enhancement, like execution enhancement?
I think it's something to do with project here. Project.
Is it like bringing in the project management instead, or acceleration?
I like project acceleration because again, they're like, oh, I want it to go faster.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you can talk about bringing people in for each of those things. Like these things are sexy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, mitigate risk. Cool. Definitely want to learn that. Profit maximization. Okay, cool. That's going to be sexy. Yeah. And then ecosystem.
I think it's like, is it then having to get wording that they're going to understand of like how to create an empire?
Yeah. I don't know about ecosystem. I mean, the essence of it is here. We just want to have sexier words. Energetics, same thing here. Yeah. This is the.
So I can keep the funding then, because it's like I didn't see anything different to keep that there. Yeah.
It's just changing the frame over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can use your money, other people's money, or institutions' money. Yeah, this is the next piece.
Wouldn't it just be like, would you then start to talk into like deal flow acceleration and things like that instead of, because that's all a part of the empire building? Oh wait, no, we've got acceleration wording up there though.
Yeah, I like deal flow here. Because then that's allows you to make more money, create more ease when there's more deals coming in. You don't have to choose. You get to pick and choose which ones you want. You build out an ecosystem, energetic. Yeah, I think we can definitely sexy up this word and this word, but the essence of those is the same. So you to keep working on those.
And then what about from to? What are they?
You want to go from, when you take people through funding to this and this and this, where are they going from? They're going from something to something. They're going from
So ecosystem's not the thing.
Yeah, it can't be this. It's going from
So you don't write funding in.
no, you can't have the same word here as here.
Oh, okay.
So this is a good one over here, from in progress to banked.
So then is the essence of funding, or like above funding? Is that what you're saying, or to get that? Like, how would you describe or get like understand?
What's the result? You're taking them from potentially like unfunded to completed or something. Completed deal or a profited deal.
Profitable deal.
Yeah, something like that.
But then if it like profitable, like isn't that going kind of back?
And we've lost them. All right, fam. I think that's where we're going to wrap up for today. Keep working on these. The next session, we're going to change the order of this a little bit. We're going to go through how to be able to fill up these things in the next 2 sessions. We'll do sales last. So we're going to be teaching you how to fill up these offers with whatever level of clarity that you have right now. Got the perfect amount. Doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. But we're going to go through the next 2 sessions. You just listening in, message me later on your progress on your model. All right, thanks, Sam. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.